Sure. Uh, Happy Tuesday. Sorry, a little bit later than normal. I was fortunate enough to be recording a really incredible episode of Protea Conversations. Just a very insightful, honest conversation with a guest that will be coming out on our other channel, Protea Conversations on YouTube. Um, and I'm very excited about it. I was very happy when this person reached out to me, asked to be a guest, and it was way better an episode than I could have imagined. And I set pretty high expectations. I'm just always blown away by these amazing people, these amazing leaders, these successful business folk who are willing to spend an hour with me to talk about their journey. So if you haven't had an opportunity, go check it out. We've got all sorts of stories out there already. From our first episode with Andrea Christensen, all about running a 100-year-old insurance agency, to what's coming out next week, which is Roman Villar, who's got full send accounting. Absolutely incredible journey from auditor into, you know, selling accounting products to now running his own accounting firm for startup businesses. And they're 2 years old and just super successful. An absolutely amazing conversation with both of them from totally different spectrums. One from a new, fresh business, and the other one from this established brand that the market trusts. Just so much learning to be had. And today I sort of want to talk a little bit about learning. And here at Protea, we've just come off of our process of our mid-year reviews. So every twice a year, we have our performance appraisal processes where we get feedback from account managers for the team members, as well as ask for their feedback and seeing how they feel like doing. What is important to us in this process is that this should not feel like some sort of test or surprise, but more part of accumulation of learning through a 6 month period of time. This process of performance appraisal is really just summarizing what has been discussed every day for the last 6 months, putting a bow around it and highlighting this is what you're really good at. These are the areas we want you to develop, and these are your steps to take to move forward and continue to grow and develop. Now, through that process, there are going to be some people that do amazingly, and we do have a wonderful promotion occurring, which is going to be great. I'm always excited to share a video on that and wish them well and congratulate them. And then we have some other people on the other side of the spectrum where there is a little bit more learning. It's been a tougher 6 months for them, and there's just more areas that they need to develop. Both of those are okay, and both of them honestly have the same outcome. The most important part for both of them is, have I learned something during the last 6 months, and do I have enough information to set goals for the next 6 months to continue to learn and develop? A lot of people hear the word performance appraisal and it's some big bad world. But here at Protea, we really do try and make it a positive process with 100% intent to help our team members grow and become the best version of themselves. And I know it sounds like lip service because that's what all businesses say, right? But honestly, it is what I believe in. I truly believe that people need candor in their feedback to be able to obtain the right information to be able to develop, grow, and learn. I am a very big believer in continuously developing and learning. We set that example by one of the goals that everybody has is to spend a certain amount of time every single month on self-learning, taking time in their normal workday to develop a skill set that they want to work on. That could be a technical skill set, it could be a soft skill learn set, it could just be anything related to the business, but we want them to find something that interests them and they want to get better at. It's very important to me that everybody is trying to get 1% better every day. I am a very big believer in lifetime learning and trying to improve. I try to listen to a ton of audiobooks that make me better as a manager. ton of audiobooks that give me a new perspective on ways that I can manage people or manage relationships. That's where I spend a lot of my time. I tend to choose books that will help me in business and in life and help me not just be a good manager of people, but also give me the skills to be a better parent. I am constantly trying to be better as a manager because, generally speaking, I'm high achieving. I set super high expectations for myself, and I can be fairly intimidating to those people working around me. You guys have seen me. This is episode 26. You probably haven't seen me smile too many times. Not my strong point. I have frown lines for a reason. I'm a pretty, I guess, scary would be a good way to explain me. But I know I need to be better, more open, more inviting. I have to share information, share learning with my team as much as possible because the more I can share, the better they can learn, the more comfortable they feel in learning. So that's where I focus my time. And that type of development is going to be different for every single person. And we know that because we just went through the EQ testing for our managers and account managers. And it's pretty vulnerable process, right? You're answering some questions and they pop out this book of feedback saying, these are your strengths, these are your weaknesses, and this is how you can be better. And whenever you read it, good or bad, the feedback is like, oh my gosh, I need to be a better person. I need to be better at these certain areas so I can be a better manager. And it can be pretty intimidating when you first get it because you're like, gosh, am I that bad? I mean, I got one of my scores, which is my interpersonal skills, which I expected. Like, oh, it's going to be low. Don't really like people. I struggle with interactions. I'm very happy with a small group of friends, all those type of stuff. But it is also a slap in the face and go, you better wake up. It is important to be able to engage with people. I just finished reading a book as well, and this ability to interact with people is super important. People who have good relationships tend to live longer and happier lives. So wake up call for me. I have to get better at this skill. Now, this might seem like a total sideway path from where I started in terms of continuous growth, appraisal processes, but what it all comes down to is if we want to get better, we have to want to get better. That makes sense? For us to get better, we actually need to have the desire to improve. One of the biggest issues that I see is that people say they want to get better, but honestly, that's just lip service. A lot of the time, people will say they want to get better, but in their mind, they're going, I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. I think the way I'm operating is perfectly acceptable, and I'm happy with where I'm at. And that's great. If you don't want to change, that's okay. But it is important to remember that the world is changing around you all the time. Change is constant. And for you to be the best version of yourself, you have to keep improving yourself. That doesn't mean you have to make 180-degree changes in who you are and the person you are on a daily basis. But making small incremental changes when it is brought up to you is really important. But the only way you can know about those small incremental changes is if you're open to the idea of change. You have to create an open platform dialogue for yourself to go, I am open to feedback from others to identify areas that could use improvement. I need to be able to listen to the critical feedback that somebody else is willing to give me. And if it's done with candor, you should be able to take that information, digest it, and identify areas where you can improve, set goals for yourself, and work towards those goals. But, like I said, you have to be open to it. Change is difficult, but it is a necessity in life. We're all getting older every single day. That is a fact. That means there's younger people coming in underneath us. And if you go out to any conference, go to the markets, they talk all about this at the moment, right? There are multiple different generations operating in business environments together. What some people do versus, older generations versus new generations, they don't see eye to eye. And you need to adapt the way you work with people, the way you operate with people, and the things you do to get the best out of people to match the people that you are working with. Now, I'm not saying you have to change your total style. My style stays the same. I am who I am. And I come out being the best version of myself that ever is possible every single day. But I do need to understand that different people need to be managed in different ways. So I have to learn different techniques to manage people. This is just constant. The world is changing every single day, and we need to learn to adapt. But the underlying problem that I see with a lot of people who say they want to change and adapt is that they don't really want to change and adapt. It's very difficult to be something different if you don't believe you need to be something different. But this is one point that is very clear. If you think you are good and you don't need to change, that's okay. But if you're in an environment where one, two, three, multiple people are telling you you need to make adjustments, you either need to make those adjustments or move to another environment that will better fit who you are. Brutal, right? It is true that you're going to find yourself sometimes in places that just don't match who you are, who you're willing to be, or are asking you to make changes that you don't like. Good or bad, a lot of the time we're going to say no to change because we think we are perfectly fine and this has worked for us forever. That's okay. That is a decision that you can make. I am happy with the person I am and I don't want to change. No problem. But it probably doesn't mean you need to move somewhere else. If that environment is telling you you need to adjust and you don't want to adjust, move on. It's better for the people around you and it's better for you as a person. If you want to improve in the environment that you are, you have to be open to the change, willing to make the adjustments and move forward. Come back to it right now. At Protea, we're busy with the appraisal process. We're just about to finish it off. I have a phone call tomorrow, which will round it all off. We'll announce the promotion and we'll move into the next period of time. I believe it's a very productive process. It seems like it was well received, but the only way to tell if it was really successful is if my team take the feedback they receive for areas they need to improve and implement processes in the next 6 months to make those improvements. The only way I believe this process of a performance appraisal can be successful if we have buy-in from the individuals to say, this is a process to help you improve. I want you to be better. Here's the tools to be better. Now it is up to you to choose to be better. I will help you along the way as much as possible, but I can only help you so much. At the end of the day, it is down to you wanting to be better. Again, improvement in life truly is up to you. It is up to you to make the decision who you want to be, what that looks like, and what adjustments you want to make. If things aren't working out the way you want it to be, you're either in the wrong environment or you have not put in your best efforts to make the best of the opportunity you have in front of you. I know this is some harsh truth, but it is the truth. We all have the ability to make the decisions to make the best of the opportunities in front of us. Remember, improvement is not just a process, but it does require your buy-in. We all have the ability to be better, but we have to want to be better. I want to be better. I want you to be better. Try. Really believe you want to be better. Truly believe in 1% better every day, and take steps to be a better version of yourself. And if that environment is not working for you, move on. Find the environment that will give you the energy to want to be the best version of yourself. It's a harsh reality in life that not every environment is the perfect environment for us. So I hope for every single person to live out there, want to be the best version of yourself and find the environment that you believe that you can thrive in and be that best version of yourself. It's a beautiful day here in California. I hope you are having a wonderful day wherever you are. I really sincerely hope that everybody can buy in to be better. Just do that 1% better every day, just a little bit of improvement. Make those small changes, and you'll never know what you can achieve. Thank you for listening.